All right, well, I am OG Maddy. You're listening to 88.3 The Sting. Joining me in studio right now from Cleveland, Ohio is the Ghostatic.
Yes, that is us.
Hi. We really appreciate you guys coming in to chat with us today.
Our pleasure.
Go ahead. You guys can go ahead and around the table and you can introduce yourselves.
I'm Todd. I play guitar.
Nick, I play bass.
Gio, I play drums.
And Adamo, I sing and write some stuff and produce some stuff.
Well, we've been spinning your latest track, Admit You're Wrong, and tell us about the upcoming EP and what your fans can expect to hear on that.
Okay, so
It's no longer upcoming.
it's no longer upcoming.
It officially dropped.
Yeah, that's out now. 4 songs. This EP is coming out on Black Octopus, which is, if any of you producers out there, like if you guys are music producers, you're familiar with things like Splice and some of these sample pack selling labels. Well, Black Octopus is a big one that is in the sample pack world, but they're switching over to streaming, or they're doing both. And so they've kind of allowed Ghostatic to become sort of like the poster child of that for them. Shout out to Black Octopus. They're out of Switzerland, though. So it's a far shout.
Tell us how you came up with the name Ghostatic for your band. Were there other names that were contenders, or was it always just Ghostatic?
So I'll take you a little further back than that.
Brief history lesson.
All of us used to play in another band called Arc Peninsula many years ago. And Ghostatic started as a studio project after the fact. I just wanted to like produce some stuff and do some things on my own. And then when I realized that I wanted to start doing band stuff again, the music kind of just morphed into that. It was a lot of electronic music. In fact, I was living overseas for a little bit doing some stuff, random people out there, and I had a girlfriend over in England. It's a whole nother life I was living. But come back to Cleveland, I'm like, all right, I want to launch this new project I've been working on for a while, just a studio project, see how it does. That was in 2020. And so come January, I'm all set to go, and the whole world's like, let's put the kibosh on this. But I did. I released some songs anyways, a couple random songs. And to this day, the first song that we released, which was Violence, is still our biggest song on Spotify. I have no idea why. It just got caught in that algorithm. And since then, I decided, let's bring the band back together. And I think Caleb used to always say that. Let's bring the band back together. So it started off with Todd. Todd's been like my right-hand man for a long time. He used to be my neighbor. We go all the way back to our teenage years. And he actually taught me, I don't know if you want to explain him the little story there.
What, guitar?
Yeah.
Man, that was 17 years ago.
It was a long time ago. We were basically kids, and he taught me how to play the guitar. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to write something. And then next thing you know, we started a band, started writing stuff. But that's way in the past. So he was the first guy I hit up because I knew he would be down. And he's like nicknamed the stage general because he's always so he's so Gestapo about everything, like being organized and labeled. And I've actually adopted that philosophy. Now I've taken it to the extreme as well. I'm like obsessively organized, and to the point where it's almost unhealthy. That's how Todd came around. Gio showed up at a house party. We're going way back though. Like I said, I would throw house parties, but it wasn't my house. It's my mom's house. And she used to travel a bit or whatever. She just wasn't home. So we would throw these massive parties. He showed up. I don't know how the hell you got, like, how did that?
I don't know. Like his, your house just like became the new place to go. So people just went there. Like we're talking like 100 people. You remember those houses growing up? That's what happened. I showed up there one day, and I remember
Saw some gear and said,
I saw a bunch of gear. But yeah, I remember I walked downstairs real kind of confident and was like, "Yeah, so whose gear is this? You guys in a band?" "Yeah, well, no, I'm writing some stuff. Blah blah. Cool. You need a singer? I can sing for you guys." So anyways, long story short, we started hanging out after that, and then I don't know, maybe a few weeks later, I don't know, there was a drum set in his mom's house, and I just decided to start playing it. And
You just casually had a drum set at your house?
Well, we were planning. I don't know whose drum set it was.
Tim's.
It's Tim's. It's Tim.
Or Tim.
This guy my mom was dating. Plus, like, I think Jeff's brother left a kid at my house that I started playing on too. But he didn't even know how to really play the drum. He never played the drums in a band or anything. And all of a sudden, he's just.
You just picked it up and it was like natural.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, his dad was a drummer. I don't know if
That's
that had anything to do
incredible,
with
yeah.
It, but, like,
Yeah, I just like kind of like drums is kind of like I watch drummers play, and I think I maybe just like play it in my mind, and then it just I don't know. I sat down and it kind of made
Just kinda
sense, I
feel it
guess.
out.
dude, it's incredible his story of how he just started playing drums.
That is incredible. That is, I have never met anybody else that could do that.
I don't know. I don't know. Sat down and knew how to play. It was weird, and so I was like, all right, so
That's a talent.
I know you guys don't have a drummer, so
He wanted to be a part of it.
I wanted to be a
somehow.
part of it. Yeah. So I don't know, and that's how that happened. And then, and we did some stuff for about like 7 years, probably. And then, then we went our separate ways. And then I came back into this like about 6 months ago, after not playing for a really long time.
Yeah,
So
That's
my story.
and I'll get back to the where the name came from, but I just kind of want to give you backstory about where the people came from.
Absolutely.
So
Please share.
And Nick played in a band called Adrenaline. That was, I think, when we first met. We played a show at the Foundry together.
I'm familiar with the Foundry.
Yeah.
Very familiar.
We played a handful of shows. Like
But the first one, I remember meeting him. That's where we met. And then I remember showing up. Me and Todd came to your house once, your apartment, many years ago. And we're just like, dude, you had guitars and a gear everywhere. I'm like, how is this dude? Are you rich? Like, how do you have
Just a
all
vault
this
of instruments
stuff?
on the walls.
Yeah.
We were broke, like, when we first started doing this. And so I didn't get it. And at some point, we started, like, he jumped on stage with us with the old band, Arc Peninsula, for a little bit, but that was real short-lived. I don't know what happened. We just kind of, I think we were on our way out with that band. I think I washing my hands with that. And then come 2021, I think, is when I hooked up with Imagine Records, which is Morgan Rose from Seven Dust. It's his label.
Yeah.
And I sent some stuff through some people I've just known through the music world. I was like, who can I talk to like help launch this new project? So it was that label, and that's when I had another bass player. I randomly met. His name was Gavin. And I don't know if you remember him. He was. I don't know if did you speak to us before?
I haven't, no. Somebody else from the Sting may have, but I didn't
Okay.
personally.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't you, but somebody. He was in it for a little while. He kind of started as a bass player. Before Nick came back, and we also had a female drummer for a little bit. Her name was Bailey, but she's got a lot going on. She was in a bunch of bands, so of course I ended up just reaching out to the OG crew, and it's just way easier this way. We all communicate the same. We all have the same sense of humor when it comes to like writing music and stuff, or like when we're in practice, it's really easy to tell. Gio just like knows what I want, and vice versa. He'll throw me an idea. I'll be like, yeah, that sounds great. That would work perfect for this part. So, yeah. And when it comes to the name of the band, Ghostatic, this whole this is where things kind of branch off into something different that doesn't have anything to do with music. And actually, the band prior to Arc Peninsula had the same theme in terms of where the name came from, and that was the paranormal, like ghosts and stuff. If you didn't notice, the word ghost is in it. But I've been doing like paranormal investigative stuff since I was a teenager.
Oh, do go on. You've piqued my interest.
Everybody's got a ghost story, right? So,
Oh, absolutely.
And I decided to just kind of combine the two. I used the same name for the band as I did for these things I was doing in the paranormal world starting in about 2018, 19. I put out like a documentary on YouTube, and then I don't know what was going on in Hollywood, but within like just a few weeks, all these like production companies were like, "Hey, you want to host a TV show about the paranormal?" It was just like I staged it like your typical paranormal investigative thing, but I shot it. I took my time editing and everything, and I had my ex in it at the time too, so she was kind of involved in this contract that I ended up getting with one of these production companies. I was on there for like a year, and then I was doing this stuff just independently, like on YouTube, and then I jumped on TikTok in 2020, I believe like end of 2020, and started doing that stuff. The contracts had lapsed. All the shows that I was pitched on, none of them really like. One of them did happen, but I was in I couldn't get out of the contract I was in at the time. So Hollywood kind of, when it came to that genre of filming or whatever you want to call it, reality television, it just fizzled out real quick. So I just missed the boat with that. So With that being said, I kept the name. The name comes from two words that I actually made a typo trying to explain to somebody a certain process to like do, and we doing like paranormal investigative stuff where it's like ghost and static was the end result. If you take an old analog camera and you camcorder and you plug in the RCA cables into the back like a tube TV, right? And you put it on video one, for example, and then you turn the camera on while it's plugged in and you point it directly at the TV. It's got to be an older TV. I think it doesn't have to be like a tube TV, but it has to have those inputs. And once you point it, I think the older TV, the better. Once you point it at the TV, you start to get all these strange visuals because you're getting an infinite feedback loop. The camera is filming itself, filming the screen that it's projecting. So you'll get, if you slow it down and you record it, sometimes you get like images of weird things that you can't explain, like actual like figures you'll see every once in a while.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I was trying to explain that technique to somebody, and it ended up a typo as one word, and I was like, I kind of like the way that word looked, and it doesn't exist, so it'd probably be easier to copyright, or trademark. So that's where that came from.
Would you say you use your interest in the paranormal in your music, or you try to incorporate in some way? Yeah,
there's been a couple songs, like the one song called "I'm Lost." It's kind of like about crossing over, or like what is or isn't, what to expect, which is completely unexpected. And I brush on it a little bit, and I'm going to start merging the concepts more on, for example, like TikTok and other social media outlets, like because they get confused, like the algorithm, gets confused because they don't know where to put me in a music like explore page or like a paranormal explore page. So it's either one or the other works for one or the other in terms of which outlet. But I'm going to try and I'm going to do a new concept where we're going to be doing investigations in every city that we play in, and also mix it in with the show, like the live show.
Did you do any paranormal investigating at incarceration? Because I know that prison is extremely haunted. I was seeing ghosts at the prison.
We've all been in there before, right? You guys have been in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I was there last year with just a private group with Paraflix, which is like a video on demand service like Amazon or whatever. Yeah. I provide content for them. I was, and they invited me to do like this. It was like 9 of us that just did a whole, like an all-nighter there. And yeah, I posted some of that footage, so I still got to get back to them. What we're trying to do actually is play in front of Blood Prison, which is like their haunted attraction.
Because that starts September, doesn't it?
I mean, you guys are down for that, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I don't know if you would be. I mean, would you come see us if you were waiting in line?
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to go to the Blood Prison regardless. So
kill 2 birds.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Well, you guys did play at Incarceration this year, and let me tell you, they absolutely nailed their set. So I wanted to know, what has been your favorite track to play live and why?
Let's go around the table here. Todd, which one is your favorite?
You got to pick the new ones that are just released. We've only played them twice now. So the new EP 2 are the best. Because they're just fresh meat.
Yeah. Dead End City. That's my Dead End City. That's my favorite.
Okay, so here, quick note. Dead End City is actually called Start All Over Again, but I switched the name because the word Start All Over Again is repeated more.
Gotcha,
To kind of cater to the repetitiveness of the song.
We were calling it Dead End City for the last like 3 months while it was being produced and written and rehearsed, and then one day he's like, no, it's changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like the word.
It's like calling somebody, one name, and then next day it's like, no, I'm Mike now.
Right. I still call it the working title.
Me too.
The OG fans will know what you mean.
Yeah. So I'd say the new stuff for sure.
My favorite song to play is a New Revelation. I don't know. It's something about it. Like the song live is different than the recorded version. I have fun playing it. It's pretty like simple, but I don't know. I like it. And then I actually like, lately, I like, I'm Not Giving Up. I don't know why I always forget the name of the song. I'm Not Giving Up, just because he wrote like a really complicated tom part during the song, and I kind of struggled with it for a little while. But once I got it down, like I love playing it now, and I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, we'll give you those songs to.
Please
I don't
do.
know if you want to play during a commercial break. I could.
Send them our way.
Send
them our way.
Yeah, I will. For me, the song that I like to play the most live is probably it's a toss up between "Don't Stand So Close to Me" and "Start All Over Again." Those are my two favorite. They're in my like comfort zone vocally. One's a little bit more demanding, but the other one, the cover. So the one I'm mentioning is a cover song of the Police. I don't know if do you guys know that song? Well, you would. All right, you don't know it. How old are you?
21.
Okay, you wouldn't know that song.
I didn't even know. Do you know, like, so when I came into this project, I thought that was just your written song. I had no idea.
Dude, Bailey thought the same
I didn't
thing.
know. And I was even playing the song. And, like, so before I had my first rehearsal with them, they gave me the stuff. And for about a couple months, like, on the weekends, I took time to sit there and learn the songs. When we came to that song, I'm sitting there playing it, rehearsing it. And, like, I don't think I found out until, like, a week after, where I think Todd was just like, yeah, it's a cover song, right? I'm like, of what?
Musically, it has nothing to do with the original, though.
Can Todd?
Right. I think that's what's so good
Todd,
about it.
Can Todd hear me out there? No.
No,
Todd's
he
talking
can't.
to somebody. Okay, he would know the song.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would. Yeah.
The Police.
He probably
Totally
knows the
different.
Police realistically.
So yeah, Nick's got a point. The song is like other than like the initial vocal melody in the verse, the whole song is totally not the same. Like
Yeah.
the composition of it is total. I changed everything about it. So unless you knew the words and the initial vocal melody, you may not know it's even a cover song.
Do you guys have a underrated song that you really feel like deserves some more love and it's your personal favorite?
That one.
Underrated.
I like that one, but that one's a cover song.
I like the other cover too. I think that's.
Oh.
We kicked it out of the set, but
Yeah.
like I
What
think
was
that
the other
song-
cover?
Kylie Minogue. What's the name of it?
Can't get you out of my
Can't
head.
Get you out of my head.
I just can't get you out of my head.
Another song that
But
it
it's-
sounds nothing like the original, and totally. I don't know. I think it rocks. Like it's such a good song.
So that one has a
Bumping it
weird
out.
backstory too. I did that song. That song was already done and released on a trap label when I was making some trap music with a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I recorded it, and we recorded like a trap version of that song, and it took off on some random YouTube channel. And then like whatever, it was like 3 years later, I'm like, dude, I want to turn that into a rock song. How do I contact this guy to like pull it off Spotify so I could redo it? And he refused. I think both versions are both floating around. So if you search "Can't Get You Out of My Head" Ghostatic, you might see the one by my old project with my friend Marcus called Public Affair.
Absolutely. I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah. What would you say is your typical routine to get ready for a show? Do you guys have anything like special that you like to do to prepare?
Take like anti-anxiety meds. No.
We have special handshakes. I know it's cliche.
Yeah.
What is the special
no
handshake?
touch.
Are you allowed to
Todd's the
share? Or
handshake.
is it too secretive?
Todd's got. Do you have one for everybody yet, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I don't remember
I
ours,
didn't have
Todd.
one yet. It's called
No,
Space
you-
Mode.
Okay.
Before COVID hit,
Yes,
I
before
made
COVID.
a thing called Space Mode where you never touch your hands and everybody has a separate handshake.
That's smart. I like that.
This was before COVID,
Yeah.
though. He was like ahead of his time. So here, we'll do it.
Yeah, I think you need to show us.
Oh
No.
no! That was Caleb's. It's like this. Yep.
And there's one.
So all of your handshakes like have no physical contact.
Correct.
Right.
I like that.
Just random.
Yeah, very random. He's got a few for that. They don't remember him. I remember mine because we've been doing ours since like 2019. We'll make one. He'll make one for you.
No
Do you want a handshake?
Sure.
All right.
I'll think of one.
All right, think of one. Then by the end of the interview, we need to practice.
Custom. Fully custom.
So you've said previously that your sound isn't specifically rock or EDM, but do you see yourself leaning towards a specific genre as your band evolves?
It's more leaning towards rock just because now the band is here. You know, it used to be a lot of the songs that came out, or a few of the songs that came out first in 2021. There's nothing live really about it, especially "Don't Stand So Close to Me." That was not a live song, and the New Revelation also really was. There was nothing live, no live element to it. It was all electronic, drums and everything. But since we've gotten together, we've worked out ways of playing live with guitars and real drums and make them a little more interesting. So it's definitely leaning towards rock. Rock is kind of like I can write in that genre. I can write in both, but like I feel I don't know. I like writing. I like writing. Now that I think about it, either one's great. I like them both, but I just want to play live. And when I was doing all the music production stuff in like the EDM world, you don't get to enjoy that.
Right.
Some of my songs, we were coming to find out they were played at like EDC. This one was played in Vegas, and like I didn't even know. I didn't even get to enjoy. You know, like I can't be on stage in front of like thousands of people to like perform it. It's just releasing it, sending it out into the ether, and then just being alone afterwards. It's not fun. Like I was feeling I'm not an introvert, and I was feeling very introverted.
Would you say you'd probably incorporate more EDM sounds into your rock style?
It's like
It's there.
Or are you just more evolving into a rock band?
it's a delicate balance.
It was there from the Arc days, though.
Yeah. In fact, I was always putting like electronic elements in it, even back in the day. But it wasn't. I didn't produce my own music 10 years ago. I produce and mix and master and write like all the stuff now, just at home, because I don't want to. Not only do I want to pay anybody, but I just have like a very particular sound that I want to go for. But it's daunting, to say the least, to do all that. So to release a couple songs, like it takes a lot of work. And then I get something fully produced, almost fully produced, but then I bring it to like rehearsal, and then things will change a little bit on them as well. So, it's not 100% me by the time it comes out. There's little tidbits everybody kind of adds in.
It's a lot heavier live than you hear.
Right. And then you guys have said that Nine Inch Nails has been one of your biggest inspirations. So how would you say bands like Nine Inch Nails or other Cleveland rock bands have influenced your sound?
I got some Nine Inch Nails lyrics on my body, so that means I'm a dedicated fan.
What are the lyrics you have on your body? Are you able to share that with the class?
Yeah. To this day, I was. It's funny. I was just thinking about this when I was in the. I'm not gonna say what I was doing. I was in the bathroom thinking about this, and the lyrics for that song. I was thinking, I wonder if I could just use that stanza and put it in a song, an ode to him, like like as being a great lyricist. But I don't want people to think he's plagiarizing it. If you have half a brain, it's just kind of like a dedication type thing. But it was the lyrics go. I want to know everything. I want to be everywhere. I want to F everyone in the world. I want to do something that matters. And he just keeps repeating it at the end of the song, and it's just like, man, I don't know how that affects you guys, but it was like I can relate in some twisted way that I just love that. He just covered everything.
Are there any other bands that you say have heavily influenced your sound?
Yeah, I think we all got influences. Like, who's one of yours?
Tool.
Yeah, Tool was a big one. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I don't even know. There's too many to list. They just one. I like too much.
You can give me your top three.
That's tough.
Me on the spot. I would definitely say Nine Inch Nails for sure.
For sure.
Dude, I don't know, because I like metal so much too, so I draw so much different influence in there. I don't know. I'll just say Nine Inch Nails.
he's more of a metal guy. We have like toned down his. He's the craziest guy on stage too, by far. If you ever watch our shows live,
It's like the best things to rock out live. Yeah. Like it's just so much fun. I don't know. Deftones for sure.
Yeah, Deftones, big time.
Yeah,
Another good one.
You were gonna say Deftones. Sure.
Yeah, well, I was listening to Adrenaline on the way here, actually, pulling in.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah.
Okay.
Love that.
I want to guess Geos.
I do.
You guys could probably guess mine. You guys could probably guess two of them.
Seven Dust.
Oh yeah.
Well, they're there, but like, so my top three favorite bands are probably
Slipknot,
Love
Deftones,
Slipknot.
Incubus.
Okay.
Just saw Slipknot at Incarceration the other week.
Us too.
Really? We saw them too.
Yeah. No way. Small world.
Oh,
Wasn't that crowd insane?
I never noticed
Yeah.
I panned around.
One of my favorite bands.
We didn't want to stay in the back area. We wanted
That's
to
where I
just
was,
be
yeah.
part of where like the people were. So
Yeah.
we went in like part of the. I think that was like the VIP section, which is still you're just still in the mix. But
That crowd was insane.
dude, you pan forward like you. It's just an ocean, not like a sea. It was an ocean of people. I just turned all the way around, and I could not see the end of the people. That was way big.
Speaking of which, on that set, not to interrupt you, I interrupted you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I know what he says.
So that was a blast. I haven't been crowd surfing in what? Like, I can't tell you last time I went crowd surfing. We both go, me and him go up, and we started, if you had to estimate, how many feet back, yards back is that? Well, like what? Like 100, over 100 yards.
But no, like 100, probably. I don't know if you know where like the front of house guy was.
You were there.
Yes.
So the crane thing they had in the
starting,
middle.
like,
Yeah.
It was already packed at that far back that you could just start jumping on shoulders. And go ahead.
Not even
So we
surprised.
go, and it was during Wait and Bleed. Sweet. And as we get towards the front, like, you can just feel the moisture from everybody, right? And then you can
Right.
also feel the heat just expelling. Like, it was getting hotter and wetter.
And then it started
the closer
raining
you
at
got.
one point.
Yeah, and then like as I'm being thrown around, like I'm like my foot's coming, like elbows coming down on top of people's heads. People I could see were like, I mean, like just pancaked. Like, they could not move. They had no choice but to get whacked in the head. Yeah. And I'm just like, I forgot what it was like to be up like this close, like at the guardrail. I'm like, that sucks.
Where were you at?
Oh, I was in the back. It was one of my buddy's first time, so we didn't want to overwhelm him.
Yeah.
So we just kind of stayed back.
Okay.
But
Yeah, we both crowd surfed that day. I got dumped. I actually got
Did
dropped,
you?
but I got dropped on my feet.
That's why I won't do it. I was actually a
but I got
cheerleader for
dropped
6 years, and I got dropped too many times doing stunting. So I'm like,
Well, girls, you gotta
never
be
do it
careful being
again.
a girl too, because like guys are just like, like they don't.
yeah. Exactly another reason I won't do it.
Crowd surf.
I mean,
Maggie
I've
does
watched
it.
it happen sometimes. Like that.
He's like, here, watch this. I'm like holding all my stuff, and he just jumps up.
Oh yeah,
like,
Megadeth I did too, because Megadeth that was my favorite band as a kid, one of my favorites. And Dave Mustaine is he's a geezer right now, but still
They still put on a good show.
Dude,
Yeah.
they really did. He changed my mind a little bit. I wasn't. Always
he says
a huge fan.
nothing to the crowd, not a peep.
He doesn't have
Me
to.
and Tyra, I know. I thought that was funny. We were sitting there watching her.
They're there to
He didn't say
perform, do their
anything.
job, and
He said like a couple things.
It's like almost he told his band to shut up before they hit the stage. When we say a damn whoops, sorry,
Darn thing.
D word. I don't know.
now we got to edit it.
Dang.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you guys. But if you want to tell us about any upcoming projects or any shows that you have in the works, please feel free to share.
We have our. We're gonna do our big annual headliner at
Halloween show.
Halloween show.
At the Blood Prison or
I
elsewhere?
wish.
No, yeah, we're good. It's at the Mercury.
In Lakewood,
Oh,
We
okay,
just
yeah.
booked it. It's
October 21st.
So it's actually called. It'll be our second annual. We call it Helltown Meltdown, and we do like a big crazy costume party, and it's just a fun show. We deck out the place Halloween style. Fits the theme of our band basically, so it's a good thing. We've already got bands booked. I don't know if we want to drop some names.
Yeah, our friends, our new friends from Harmless Habit out
They
of
also
Columbus.
played.
They played
I'm good friends with
Incarceration.
them as well, yeah. Very
Yeah.
familiar.
They're playing with us.
And the other bands are still being confirmed. So
Okay.
Yeah, they'll
right.
be the Harmless Habit will be there for sure.
We'll let our listeners know where they can find you on social media, on Spotify, Apple Music, anything.
Yeah, so you just search Ghostatic, GHOSTATIC, and that's everywhere.
Across all your socials on Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple
Everything,
Music,
yeah.
anywhere where you're not listening to 88.3 The Sting. I wanted to thank Ghostatic for joining me here in studio today. We really appreciate having you guys in. I am OG Maddie, and we will catch you next